Hello and welcome to our day 15 of our bob white quail egg hatch. Today I've got some new information that I'm going to make sure and share with you, so we'll do that in just a minute. Before I do that, I'll show you our fact of the day. Today is day 15. The quail species in Texas has had a decline in its population. Research by Texas Tech University points to a parasite spread by crickets. This raise and release project, like what we are doing here, is helping to repopulate the quail. And there's a lot of speculation on why the increase in the parasite, but since quail live on the ground, the cricket can carry the parasite, the quail can eat the parasite, and then it will be infected and the quail can't survive it or reproduce after it. So that's one possibility, but we definitely know that over the last 20 years or so there has been a major decline in bobwhite quail in Texas. And there's the embryo development today on day 15 of our, since we set the incubator with this clutch of eggs. Here you can see a mama, or that's probably based on its coloring, a male or rooster bobwhite quail. We'll look here at our countdown chart. We have about 5 days left, so today we're going to candle the eggs, and I did that in a previous video, but the man who set this clutch and has hatched so many other quail gave me some more information this evening that will help me do some more accurate candling. So then tomorrow we will take the eggs out of the turner, probably tomorrow night, and get them ready to see what hatches out. But tonight I want to candle these for you, and we'll turn off the lights, and I'll use my very powerful flashlight. How many lumens did you say this is?
10,000.
I said the other night 100 lumens, but my husband let me know this is actually a 10,000 lumen flashlight, so that's pretty different. So the other night I was showing you eggs that looked like this when we candled them, thinking that that was a viable embryo inside of there. But what Ned Pyle, the man who set this clutch and has hatched so many, let me know is that that embryo actually started developing, and then at some point, since it's been in the incubator, for some reason it stopped developing, and that egg is very unlikely to hatch. And so I've already candled all of these, and I set all the ones that look like that over to this side. So out of our eggs, this first row was all eggs that appeared like that, like they had started developing and then for various reasons had stopped. He also mentioned that since it is January in Texas and we had some pretty cold weather, that they may have frozen before they even had a chance to really get started. Also, here are all the ones in this section that never had an embryo at all. They were either not fertilized or they froze before anything could start to develop in them. His adult quail are in a heated cage, but they can lay their eggs wherever they choose, and so that was not always near the heater, and that's how they may have frozen. So all the eggs in this section are eggs that are unlikely to hatch at all. So over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, about 8 eggs that started developing and then didn't for some reason, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 eggs that definitely do not have any embryo in them. But on this side are the ones I've candled based on what he told me and believe to all be viable as possible hatching. And you can see the way we told that is that nearly the entire egg is taken up by the dark spot, which indicates where the embryo is inside the egg. So I'll show you a few of those where you can see that most of the egg is covered in dark spot, and that dark spot is actually the embryo inside of there. So this one may or may not make it. It actually probably stopped developing because there's a little too much air pocket there, but possibly. So all these on this side, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27 about 27 eggs, I believe, to have viable embryos. And so tomorrow or the next day, I will probably tomorrow take all the ones I'm sure do not have an embryo in them out and discard them. I'll probably leave these guys in there just in case, but I'm fairly certain they're not going to hatch. And then we'll hope that most of these 27 will be able to hatch on February 4th or possibly February 5th. We'll have to see when they decide to come out. They just, like anything in nature, like any baby being born, they pretty much decide for themselves. They don't ask our permission for when it's time to hatch. So again, we have about 5 days left. We're looking for a hatch on February 4th or 5th because this is day 15 of our clutch of bob white quail eggs being in the incubator. Come back and see us for more.